Okay, we've got a very, very special opportunity to visit in one of the most exciting ancient Jewish sites in the country, Elonei Mamre, the Oaks of Abraham, right here. Traditions of thousands of years, connected place to the Jewish history, the place where Abraham dwelled, where they got the promise of having the land, and later on, a very, very monumental and impressive structure was built here in the time of the Second Temple period. Later on, it was one of the most holiest sites in the country for Jews and for non-Jews alike. Unfortunately, although it's one of the places, one of the sites that are mentioned in Hebron Code as Jewish holy sites that Jews will have the right to visit often. Unfortunately, Jews do not visit here and do not get permission to visit here, only very, very special occasions. This night is one of those very special opportunities to visit here and to reconnect our connection and knowledge and research about the history of this land, the history of this country. It goes back to the time of the Second Temple, goes back to the Jewish presence in the area of Hebron, the hills of Judea. This site was very, very special. It's one of the three monumental Herodian buildings that were built in the time of Herod in the 1st century BCE. The Temple Mount, of course, the Me'arat HaMachpelah, the Cave of the Patriarchs, and here Elonei Mamre. These three structures are very similar in their design and huge stones that were used to build them. And besides that, there was a very special tree here, an oak, a terebinth, that was here, and the traditions connected it to the time of the Bible. Visiting here is very special experience for everyone, for Jews as well, but not Jews alike.
How old's the well over there?
The well is 2,000 years old, and it's supposedly the highest well in the mountains of Judea.
And it dates back all the way to Tanakh? Or?
The well itself go back to the time of the Second Temple, not of the Tanakh. The tradition go back to the biblical period when Abraham was here, and the biblical story. The three angels appeared here and visited Abraham, as we could see in the Bible.
This general area, or specifically here?
Specifically here in these structures.
And what is the difference between this and the tree where the Russian church is?
The tree of the Russian church is later. Here used to stand a huge tree, supposedly a terebinth, that even appears in Josephus. In Wars, he speaks about this tree. Later on, after this tree here was destroyed or disappeared, the tradition moved to the oak, which is today located in the yard of the Russian church.
They moved the tree?
No, they moved the tradition. You see, when stories about trees can move, when one tree disappears, the tradition, the stories go to another tree. That's supposedly what happened later on in the Middle Ages.
Okay, and anything else?
We saw a full of trash, unfortunately, this place. We saw this place is not preserved as it should be, and we want to have the right of every human being to visit here. It should be open all days, all year long, for every human being, as it used to be before. And I think everyone should be part of this demand to reopen this place, to visits, to tours, openly and freely.